Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to a simulation review of a different stroke today. So we're having a look today at Atlantic Fleet. Now this is a very recent release from Killerfish Games. Now this one is a simulation, sort of a hybrid simulation strategy game that, so simulation and turn-based strategy. It puts you in charge of either the Allied forces during the Battle of the Atlantic or alternatively the Kreigsmarine during the same period. So it sort of stretches from the outbreak of World War II in 1939 through to 1944. So now I want to start off by saying this is a game I probably wouldn't have reviewed this because I often have issues with titles which are ports from mobile devices to PC. I find that often they're a bit of a cop-out and they're not very good and should generally have stayed in the realm of mobile devices. However, I'm reviewing this one because I think this one is different, and I really want to enforce that. So yes, this is originally for mobile device, so designed for iOS and Android. Unfortunately not for Windows Phone, but that's just another side issue. It's a personal thing. Anyway, so this one has now come to PC. Previously, Killerfish Games brought out Pacific Fleet, which is very much a similar idea, except in the Pacific. But so I want to have a look at this one today because I think they've actually got this pretty well. Now, normally when somebody does a port from a mobile device to a PC, they just simply slap it into a PC and go, there you go, charge 3 times the price and haven't done anything with it. This is different. They've actually paid attention, they've actually updated a few things, and what's cool is the fact that it actually uses some actual interesting physics with it as well. And it really gives you a bit of a challenge, and it's something that you can sort of pick up and do, and it just works is what it is. So anyway, let's have a quick look. So we'll go through, let's have a look at some of the sort of the options. So of course normally when we see in mobile device ports, the options is fairly limited, and yes, here they do seem a little bit limited, but you actually get a lot more graphical option settings when you first launch the game. So when you first launch the game, it actually pops a little pop-up window where you can actually choose what sort of things, what sort of graphics you want to have and settings like that, which is pretty cool, and the graphics are actually pretty damn awesome, they really are. Then you've got sort of the various little options here, which actually makes it can actually make it quite challenging. So, you know, for example, you can actually turn on the realistic thing of, you know, that sometimes torpedoes and shells don't work. Sometimes they really don't. You can challenge yourself with historical ships only, only partial the rewards and stuff like that, and we'll talk about the reward system in just a moment. You know, the fact that, you know, the wind actually affects shells and stuff like that, which can be really challenging as well. You know, enemy ships can withdraw and come back. You know, it's just there's a lot of options here that I was actually quite surprised and quite pleased with. Controls wise, again, you can rebind everything, but again, you have to rebind for the configuration panel that launches at the before you actually launch the game as well. But we've got the basics here, because basic little movement, kicking around, stuff like that. So you do various different actions and stuff like that. Then you've got, it goes through, and these are more just sort of explanations on how things work. So I won't go through them too deeply. But it's a really good, it's a good example of when a developer actually takes the time to go, okay, we're moving something across to PC, let's pay attention to it. Alright, so in terms of what do you actually get for the game? Okay, so you get a selection of training missions, so just your basics, so you can get an introduction to how the ships work, how the maps work, how the different weapons types work. So you've got your different types of guns, so you've got your big huge caliber guns, you've got your smaller secondary weapons, you've got torpedoes, and you've got depth charges, hedgehog squids. You've got all sorts of fun stuff in there as well. You also get access to aircraft, both carrier-borne and land-based aircraft as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, then you can go through the campaign. Now the campaign is a little odd. the campaign is probably the thing I don't like. I like the least, I think, out of all this. But so, and just have a look at that one. So just so basically, the campaign just is a succession of series of missions that you got to go through. So, for example, you start off with something very basic. So it's basically you versus an unarmed merchantman. Okay, cool, done. That's sort of just to get you the basics, to get used to the way the system works. Then from there you sort of move into where you're actually going against actual sort of armed opponents. So you go on against one, then slowly you get to increase more and stuff like that. When you're only limited to 10 ships in the campaign mode, and any ships that you don't want, you can then you can actually get rid of as well. So you can actually sort of just close them off. So you can release the ships from your command. Actually, I just want to just because this is something I want to get. So you got 16,000. So the renown points. Renown points is essentially the scoring mechanism, and like your currency per se. So what this allows you to do is allows you to purchase ships and stuff like that. And you get it, and you earn it by actually getting by sinking enemy ships is what you do. Yes. Okay. So the only thing is that during the campaign mode you can't sort of get rid of them and re-earn the renown points, which can be really frustrating, particularly towards the later ends of the campaign when you're simply going, I just haven't got enough money to buy the ships that I need to be actually sink the stuff. So the campaign is extraordinarily challenging, it really is. Now, of course, then there's, of course, the big, wide-scoping Battle of the Atlantic. So the Battle of the Atlantic is pretty much just exactly what it is. So you've got the whole of the sort of North and South Atlantic. You've got a fleet that you build up. You start on the 1st of September 1939, and you go through all the way through until 1944. Essentially, it's one of those things where, regardless of the fact the Allies win, okay, the Allies will win because of the simple fact that the invasion of Europe happens and that's it, that ends the game. However, the Allies can also sort of lose if you, well, you can win sooner if you manage to, get certain win conditions, like, stop the Germans from being able to sink a certain amount of tonnage of ships, or if you can, destroy their navy and stuff like that, and again, hold your own against stopping your merchant ships going down. The Kreigsmarine, the German navy, can win by sinking more tonnage than is capable of doing that. Essentially, this is like your doomsday kind of bar here. If this goes all red, you're screwed. You've stuffed. But if you manage to hold out all the way through until 1944, then you will win per se. Because the Allies will win that. That's about that one there. But yeah, the campaign modes is kind of interesting. So you've got various different shipyards where you can actually repair and build new ships. In campaign mode, you're limited to, it depends on whether so you're limited to 30 ships. You can make it harder for yourself and limit yourself to 20 ships. And just all that. And again, the renown points you only earn for sinking, as the Allies, you only earn renown points for sinking enemy warships. For the German Navy as well, you also earn renown points from sinking enemy warships, but you also, your aim is also a split aim. Your aim is not to sink the Navy, your aim is to sink the merchantmen. So if you can sink the merchantmen and withdraw away from the surface ships, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly a valid tactic. There you go, that's pretty much what that is. So you can go through, it's got a full repair, rearm thing as well. So weapons on ships, they do deplete. So you do have to send them back to port to be able to rearm on a semi-regular basis. You are going to need that. And of course you can buy your ships as well. So you can, now the range of ships that's available is pretty damn incredible. You've got everything from, the smallest, Triton class submarine and the Castle and Flower Course corvettes and the action course corvettes. You got everything, and it goes all the way through all the variety of different destroyers that were produced for the Allied navies throughout the war. And you can see that they're very sort of stock similar designs. You can see the similarity of them as well. You see what they're armed with. Essentially, destroyers are your anti-submarine backbone is what you need. If you want to go after submarines, you're going to need to have at least one of these kicking around there as well. Your cruisers and above, they're all for your anti-ship warfare. One thing that I kind of don't like though, and this is annoying, is that cruisers and above Yeah, and this was the real in the actual during the Second World War as well. They were all fitted with aircraft for spotting and to limited role anti-submarine warfare, but sort of spotting and maintenance and stuff like that. You can't actually use them. Like they're a stat. They have so many aircraft, and yet you can't actually use them. And that's really annoying. Believe me, there's a lot of times I would really appreciate to be able to go, I can just launch this, I've got these submarines there, I can sink them, I just need to get my aircraft in the air, and I can't. Now, when you get the carriers, you do have the option of the carriers, so you got two different classes of the sort of basic escort carrier, and then you have the your full fleet carriers as well, so the illustrious and the courageous class fleet carriers. Now, these are able to be, you can use these aircraft during the mission as well. You can fit them, you can use fighters if you think you're going to be intercepted by other enemy aircraft operating from shore, or otherwise you can also fit them with bombs, torpedoes, rockets, all sorts of things as the time goes on. Technology does upgrade as well, but you do not have to upgrade it. The technology upgrades based on the time of the game. So that's a nice little fact that you don't have to think about. You just go, yep, okay, technology is going to march on. You just can focus on fighting and actually running the ships and stuff like that. So you've got this huge range of ships. It's absolutely incredible. You've got pretty much everything that saw conflicts, that saw action in the Atlantic conflicts, are all featured here, including some famous ones. The Bismarcks there, Nelson and Rodney are there, Hood's kicking around here somewhere as well. It's just absolutely, the detail of the ships and the historical accuracy of the ships is absolutely incredible. It really is, and really well done. Alright, so that's that. And as I said, the campaign mode, essentially you select your ships and you move to an adjacent square. So this is like the turn-based, the part of the turn-based development of the strategic map. Now, of course, let's go into, and of course, then there's of course the single battle. So this is just for you a quick link. Now, there's a series of historical scenarios that are here as well. So there's 30 historical scenarios, which are quite cool. And what's really interesting as well is that it actually gives you the historical outcome of the event as well. So you actually know what actually happened. So you can actually see, can you actually be part of that and stuff like that. So it's very, very interesting. And of course, you can actually go through and you can do a custom battle as well. So you can actually choose your own things, so put your own stuff in there. This is a little bit limited, I find, a couple of things. So you, like all battles, you're limited to a maximum of 10 ships per side at any one time. You can play either side, time, weather, all sorts of fun stuff. The only thing I kinda is that it's a little bit difficult to actually set up, and the fact is you can't save a custom battle, which again is unfortunately a throwback and a side effect of the fact that it is a port from a mobile device. But still, it's still cool that you can throw your own battles. So if you ever wanted to know, if you ever wanted to, recreate stuff like, some of the more famous battles, you can, or battles that could have taken place but never did. That would be really cool. So now what we're going to do. So today we're going to do a battle today. So let's have a look. I want to show off some of the extra things this one. So we're going to go Sinking the Glorious. Okay. So this one is that we're engaged by the twins Scharnhorst and Eisenhower when they're going to counter HMS Glorious and her escorts. So we're going to see if we can turn the tide of this battle. So the historical outcome was that the Glorious Acasta Ardent was sunk and the Scharnhorst had medium damage and Eisenhower escaped unharmed. Let's see if we can do better than that today. Alright, so we're going to play the Allies. Alright, the Axis forces. Okay. So, and as I was saying before, the 3D modeling is pretty good, and they use a lot of real physics elements to this, like the fact that, wind affects your shots and can affect it quite significantly as well. So yeah, it's something that you really need to take into account, you really do. As well as the fact that they use a buoyancy buoyancy physics. So it's not just about hit points, so it's not about, whack something, so many times and you'll sink it. No. a ship can take 2 hits from a torpedo and not sink, or it can take 1 and sink, depending on where it is, and it affects steerage and stuff like that. So, alright, let's get this battle underway. So we're going to try and get our carrier away from here so we can launch an airstrike. Alright. Okay, let's have you move. Now, so we're going to have, we are going to want some bombers of some description. Now we're going to have, do we want torpedo? Okay, torpedo or bombs? I'm going to go with torpedoes, because I want to try and hold them below the waterline is what I want to do. Alright, so let's launch those. So we're going to have fairy swordfish on deck of the carrier there. Alright. Now, the other thing that you can do as well is you can lay down smoke screens, which actually do sort of affect line of sight, not only to the ship that's making the smoke screen, but also anything in the path of the smoke. So, let's put a smoke screen out. Alright, now I'm going to get you to go flank speed, go about 15 degrees right rudder. So, the controls are fairly basic in terms of the fact that, yes, again, reminding them of the mobile device basics, but they still work for PC as well. So you've got your throttle, sort of like your telegraph settings here, so you can go flank speed all the way down to stop and reverse. Basically, and they use momentum as well. If you want to stop, you need to throw you tell your engine room to go full back is what you need to do. And in terms of steering, so it's your left to right, so it's port and starboard up to 30 degrees per movement. Alright, so let's so this is like the action point thing. This is the turn-based part of this simulation game there. By the way, if you use smoke, you cannot then do anything else for the rest of that turn. That uses up both of your action points. Alright, so basically we need to keep this carrier alive and not have anything hit the deck. Hopefully not all this stuff loaded on the deck, because that could be really bad if they do. And you got the little wind marker up here as well, so this becomes very important for when you're shelling, and also when you're sort of dropping bombs and depth charges as well. Alright, so I need to continue on that one. We've got our fairy swordfish on the deck there waiting to launch. Alright, let's have you move. Swordfish airborne. Okay. Now, also could be worth closing, because you have torpedoes. Your guns can't really hit the armor plate of the shuttles and now, but let's see if we can do that. Alright, now let's get you more smoke. Again, we want to throw off this gunnery. That was a really good shot, actually, example of the wind affecting the shells. It really was. I think we should sort of see them curving and sort of going through the left there. Oh! I hope that doesn't close my flight deck ops. I really hope it doesn't. Alright, okay, so now we can start with our airstrikes. Okay, so this is like the overall sort of map. So we're going to want to launch an airstrike on the battleships over there, so we can go hit over here. Okay, so now the wind's going to affect it a little bit. So let's now we want to forerun our target. Don't want to be hit by AA if we can avoid it. Alright. And that looks about right. Ouch. Okay, and yes, you can get shot down by anti-aircraft fire. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's that you've got to be really careful with what you do here because sometimes it can really not go so well for you. Alright, now I'm going to not smoke this turn because I want to try and see if I can use some of these airstrikes again. Which I can't, I have to use the carrier for that. Damn. Okay, right. If you're using land-based airstrikes, any ship can call in the airstrike. Yeah, that's something so you can you know as well. Unfortunately, that's going to open up the carrier for a shot this turn. Whew. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's try this again and hopefully not get shot down. Hopefully. Alright. Move forward. There. Okay. You got to be careful of is that I have a funny feeling I've released that way too early. Yep, that is, yeah, the only problem is that, yeah, Allied torpedoes don't have the longest range. The German torpedo technology is far superior than Allied torpedo technology, and it shows both in aerial torpedoes and in sea-launched torpedoes. Smoke. Now, after you smoke for 3 turns, you can also disengage as well, so it's one of the ways you can end combat. However, you have to be a certain distance away from the nearest enemy as well, otherwise it says there's enemy too close and you can't disengage. So, and the computer does use smoke as well. It's not just you that uses it, and it can be yeah, quite frustrating because it means that you can't actually get any fall of shot or any ranging information from it. So it means that you actually have to sort of look and just go, oh, yes, okay, I got a hit. Got a hit. Got it. Didn't do much, but that's alright because they're lightweight torpedoes, but that's alright. Okay. We're steaming at flank speed. Alright. Forward again. Damn it! Yeah, you hold on too long. Yeah, as I said, this is what I like about this. The fact is, it is challenging. You know, it is something that is, and this is why I like the simulation part about it. You actually do sort of, it does simulate certain things that a lot of games sort of don't do. And you know, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, there's places, you know, there's things like World of Warships and stuff like that. But you know, World of Warships I have a problem with because I don't believe I should have to pay to win or pay to play. Whereas this is just, it's a straight game. This is what it is, and it does what it does what I think very, very well. And that's, as I said, why I think why I really wanted to cover it off. Because this brings in the PC control, which essentially does things quite well. Especially for the fact that, you know, it is a mobile device port. The fact, yeah, you've got all the, like, you know, modelling as well under the sea as well as under the ocean as well as above the ocean, and it can be quite interesting when you engage submarines. And we'll see if we can see some torpedoes running possibly now. Okay. Let's keep steaming. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to go hard port. Okay. that wasn't too far out. Alright. Now you hard a port. Hard starboard. It can be quite nerve-wracking actually playing this as well. So like, yeah, as I said, it's the interesting blend of simulation and strategy, which I'm really enjoying about it. And as I said, it could have been, they could have done this far worse. They really could have done. That's what I'm talking about. So you got the full torpedo dynamics there as well. And unfortunately, that looks like that was the length of the torpedo. Ran out of fuel. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, now we're gonna go. I want to go hard port here. All right. Ah, damn it! As I said, you can't rely on airstrikes. You really can't. And that's why, as well as smoking, these guys are getting a bit closer because they have the heavier weight torpedoes. Alright. As I said, your actions are fairly basic. A lot of this seems fairly basic, and you know what, and it is, but it still gets a lot of simulation sort of elements quite right. The fact that, you've got to control different parts of the actual course and your speed and your gunnery and stuff like that. The simulation of gunnery is really, really good, because you have to deal with that whole the wind drift and stuff like that, and the fact that you're dealing with humans, and all the ranges, they're guesses, they're not accurate, so sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Alright. Okay. That one too far away again. Yes, I did. Okay. Now it's also worth targeting ships as well, even if they're not firing something as well, because they, the longer that their ships' radars and eyes, as it were, are trained on an enemy ship, the better and the more accurate the information you get about its targeting for the following turns. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, damn it. Yes, and that will happen a lot to you. You'll be like, oh, I want to do that, and it's like, no, 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 no. Now, as you can see here, my steering's been damaged by that last shot, which means that I can't control my steering anymore. I'm stuck going harder starboard. All right. Okay, looks like you're pretty much not going anywhere. Alright, okay, I I should actually get a hit with this one. But again, an aerial torpedo, which isn't as the most heavyweight. Alright. Smoke on. Keep closing the distance. And yes, by the way, your ships can back up. Alright. So two small hits. Let's see how we're going. Okay, so we've repaired our steering, which is good. But I actually think I'm going to keep going hard starboard at the moment. Actually, all right. You can tell my speeds decreased, so obviously I took some damage to the engine room. All right, let's move you there again. Alright, it's the last one in the air. The next one after this I'll have to recover them. And yeah. Damn it. Oh well. Okay. Alright. Let's continue closing. That's not good. That's really not good. I think that might be the end of my carrier, I think. She's burning pretty badly. In fact, if I actually have a look at it, I can see that, yep. So, my landing, yeah, my deck's fouled. I've got partial damage to propulsion, my pumps and steering's okay, and everything else is pretty much toast. Right, okay. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's recover. Air ops suspended, so I can't recover my aircraft and rearm them. That's not good. Alright, now we're going to want you to get a bit closer. Oh, damn it, I meant to smoke you. Oh, okay, alright. Well, I guess this is going to be a chance for us to see this one. Alright, so you've got a couple of different, when it comes to your guns, you've got armor-piercing shells, which obviously you're going to use against warships, and you've got high explosive you'll use against soft targets, so you have transports and stuff like that. Torpedoes. British torpedoes have a range of about 10,000 yards, yeah, they're fixed. No guidance, none of this silly stuff as well, so you're probably going to want to be close to them, to the target, before you shoot. Incidentally though, they are also very, very useful against submarines as well, funnily enough. Alright, now, let's, so we've got, now up here, so it gives you a recommended spotter's elevation. So we're going to look at something like that. Now I know that the wind's coming from the right, so it's gonna drift my shells off to the left, so we want to move that there a little bit. Now, my gunnery director reckons 18.9. I'm gonna go with his suggestion for now. Now, I'm close enough that his suggestion's right. Excellent. Okay, now I want to get closer. Keep smoking. I'm going to try and finish off the carrier. Yep. Still, air up, still toast. Alright. So, got you two smokes then. And you can see actually that you'd actually see the buoyancy physics sort of going there. You can actually see the fact that she's sitting lower in the water, but she's taking on water. So as I said, I think this is a pretty cool little game. Look, I'm really impressed by it. I really am. I think I'm probably gonna, yeah, we'll see this battle out and see how it goes. I have a feeling it's not going to go well, but we shall see. Alright, so as you can see up here as well, you've seen now the plus sign go up here, which means that I've been looking at this target longer, so my gunnery estimation is going to look a little bit better every time. Now, this little button here is your fall of shots. So this shows you where your last shot was and whether or not it would hit, whether it would estimate it to be hit the target, so you want to fine tune it from here. So we want to drop it down. Now we're going to go again. The gunner directors did me pretty well last time. Let's use him again. He fell short this time. Alright. You can keep smoking, coming on a bit closer. Oh. It's quite impressive to see a full broadside as well. Air ops still closed. Okay. Alright, so we've got 15.5, reckons I'm gonna hit this time. Alright. Yes, there we are. So the 4-shot one is a little bit more accurate sometimes than the other one, so yeah, it is good to know. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh. And yeah, again, you can see the buoyancy physics straight away, so you can see that I was hull below the waterline at the bow there. So I've started going a bit deeper into the water. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to go... 5, let's go 30 degrees. Alright, now this time I'm going to try a full spread of torpedoes. So torpedoes work a little differently. You have to mark the bearings using the button here or a keyboard shortcut. And again, it gives you a little estimation of what's going to be the best angle to hit it at, to get it at the center of mass. So we're going to use his estimation, then we're going to sort of launch a spread. So one of the big things about, as I said, these torpedoes, these are old-fashioned torpedoes. They're not guided, so once you launch them, that's it. They're launched. All right. I'm going to do a full spread. I don't think this ship's going to be long for the surface of the water, so I'm going to launch a full spread. I'm going to launch all of my torpedoes. See how we go. Alright. And there all the fish going out. Yeah, and again, this is some of the cool stuff there. Like, you got the fish, the water trails underneath and all the rest of it. Alright, now I'm going to get you closer. We're still going to close in on you. Alright, there's the Acasta sunk. Okay, continue smoking. I think those torpedoes are going to miss, yeah, because they decided to not go backwards anymore. Oh well. Yeah, that's not good. Yep, they're all gonna miss. As I said, this is challenging, but again, it's frustrating but enjoyable all at the same time. It's got simulation elements, it's got strategic elements to it. I think it's really well done, and for a port, definitely well done. Yep. Damn it, blast. All right, now. Got to have found my range by now. So it looks like we're not going to do much differently from the historical outcome of this battle. So those torpedoes ran out of fuel. Alright. Essentially, you got to get. I want to get this. I am going to get this. I want to try to at least sink one of these guys. But I get. I got to make sure that they're not less than 1,000 yards, because then the torpedoes don't arm. Okay. Alright, let's try this one. 3,000 yards, so it's not quite one turn. Okay. Alright, let's fire the 6. Nope, let's do the whole lot. Go under. So, change the historical outcome slightly, we got the Eisenhower. So again, and you can see, this is a perfect example actually, you can see the points of physical weight. So because it's been hit on that side, that's the side that's taking on water and sinking. Alright. This one I think is possibly only a matter of time. would have been cool if I got a 2-for-1, but nope. So essentially, you can only sort of get out by scuttling, unfortunately, and I don't think I'm going to survive this. Oh, pumps might be back up soon, so maybe we can do it. No, this is just procrastinating the inevitable. I think I shall accept this particular defeat. But we changed the historical outcome slightly, not much, but slightly. So there you go. That is it. That's how we do it. And you know what? I'm impressed. As I said before, I'm impressed that this was originally a port from a mobile device. Before coming across to PC, and I think that the guys, when they brought it across to PC, they've tweaked the graphics to make sure it looks amazing, and it does. It looks quite cool. The game mechanics, while still you can see their origins in mobile devices, it does still work for PC, and the fact that they've got the configurator and stuff like that to bring it into PC means they actually paid attention. So well done to the guys at Killerfish Games. I think you've got an awesome product here. Definitely worth the price tag. Only $10, and you will believe it. You will have hours and hours and hours of time sunk into this. Believe me, you will. As I said, the only sort of minor bugbears I've got is that during the Battle of the Atlantic campaign, if you sell or release a ship, you don't get the renown points back, and the campaign's a bitch. Like, it's hard. Huh. Anyway, but otherwise, overall, great title, definitely worth it. I think, for me, definitely worth the $10 investment, that's for sure. Alright folks, well that's going to wrap up my little review of Atlantic Fleet today. Thanks very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me or things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search Novawing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.